Hi, this is Charlie Gibson, and I am here to introduce nearpod. And I am a big advocate for nearpod, especially since our school has purchased the premium paid version. So we can really do a lot with this. So the first thing before I dive into anything is I am recording this on a screen recorder that only allows for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna make it a little bit longer than that, but I'll merge the videos together. So if you ever see a point where it like seems to jump from one place to another, that's just where I merge the videos. But it shouldn't be crazy like that, but we'll see. So nearpod.com. The first thing to say about this is, like I said, we have the paid version, and it's just a website, nearpod.com. And then the students can download an app, and you can also do this on an app with the iPads we have for our school. So you don't necessarily need a laptop. The thing about Nearpod is makes presentations interactive. So instead of students just looking at what you are talking about or not looking at what's on the whiteboard like you would hope they'd be looking at, Nearpod directly produces and sends them the presentation to their laptop. So every student we have will be seeing the exact screen that you are presenting at the time. They can't move forward, they can't move back, so they have to be on that screen. You can also monitor with students what they are doing. So if we look at an example, in my library, we can pull up any of these lessons. So I'm going to go to the edit button to show you what edit looks like first. So first thing is, if you're worried about recreating slideshows, you don't have to do that, because in the Nearpod, it allows you to upload anything. So my old PowerPoint, all I had to do was upload file. It takes a little bit of time, and it uploads every single slide you already had. So I didn't have to make anything new. The great thing about Nearpod, though, is if you can see, I have things like this as draw it or open-ended questions. When you see those things, we are making the slideshow interactive. So if we look at a slide, for example, I added something called draw it. So when a student gets to this on their screen, they will see it says, please circle the nucleus of the atom. They see this picture, and I'll hide this box for you. They see this picture on their screen, and I ask them to circle the nucleus of an atom. They have buttons on their screen that allow them to circle whatever they want. The important thing is, when we do this, we can see what the students are thinking. So it's a great for formative feedback. You don't necessarily have to grade everything, but if I see a bunch of people like circling an electron over here, I know clearly we missed that in a previous lesson, or we shouldn't know that yet. That's why they're circling the wrong thing. But it's easy formative feedback, and you don't get that with a normal PowerPoint. So again, advocating for Nearpod. You can put in a whole bunch of different questions. So I'm going to just add a slide here. And add activity. I can put a game. I can put an open-ended question. I can put matching pairs. Sorry for a second. I can put things like a quiz. I can have them draw like you just saw. You could take a poll, fill in the blank. Collaborate. This, they just type in words and you get to see them. So all these activities are there to make the PowerPoint more interactive, instead of just, if you can picture these slides. So they'd be taking notes on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, say. There's no real interaction there. That's why Nearpod is very good at implementing these things. So when we're making these, another thing that's great to see, I'm just going to go back to my library, is you can easily, on a PowerPoint, you can go to reports. On reports, you can break it down by class. So I have one class here, 45 students. And again, I could break that into different periods. But it tells me, based on all of the slides there are, you can tell what someone was doing. So I can see this first student, she did 100% on the open-ended questions. She didn't answer any fill in the blank. So it shows me her participation. So you can easily see what kids are participating, what kids are not. You can save that data. You can export this data. I can download it, as you can see up here. So I can easily keep that in mind. So another huge reason why I advocate this is saving all this data. I can keep this. And again, I only have 2 questions on this slideshow, so there could be other options. I only put 2 on here, but that is very easy. So my vision here of how this could work is, I know every teacher has slideshows, and you can easily upload those slideshows and then make them interactive. So you're improving your lessons and it's not a hard process. I can easily upload a new slideshow. I can add things to it. So it's very easy. The implementation of it's very easy. You can upload your PowerPoint. You can add things to it. You don't even have to change that much, but maybe throw in a few 1 or 2 questions. Or if you're just worried about kids paying attention, remember nearpod, what it does is it projects this PowerPoint to their devices, and they easily log onto those devices. So I could show you how this works. There's a simple code. Kids type in the code on their device. It shows them what screen you are on, and you can view who's in that screen, and then you can go through your interactive lesson. I also we do use Google Classroom a lot, so I could post this right to Google Classroom, and it's even easier for kids to find. There are a bunch of different ways to share it. I know our school uses Google Classroom, so that's probably the best way to share it. So some other things I want to show you is our district, since we all have the premium, I can see what other people are sharing. I could share things with other people. Like if I go through 9 through 12 digital citizenship, someone in this, and I'll just click on 10th grade, someone in this district has created PowerPoints for us to use. So as a department, plan that you guys could have is maybe 1 week someone makes a slideshow for that topic. They can easily share it with everyone else. Not everyone has to do their own work. It's shared. Everyone has the same thing. And you can be on the same pace if you want to do exactly the same thing, or you just don't, maybe one person does the work for 1 week, gives you a break for a week. So it's very easy to do that. So again, it could be a good strategic plan for your PLCs if all of the science teachers want to do the same thing, or if one teacher knows he has a really good lesson, he can share it with everyone else very easily. So I'm going to go again back to my lessons. I'm going to go to my physical science folder. You can organize everything by physical science. And I'm going to show you what a live lesson looks like. So again, you'll show this to your students. They will log in to this. They type in their name. What you're going to see is, tells you what slide you're on. If you click this button, it shows you a preview of everything. It's also going to show you can hide student names or show student names. So if I get to a question like this, in your own words, what is energy? This is what I see. Kids see this question, and they are going to answer that question. When I get an answer, and I don't have any students in class right now because it's the summer, but when I get an answer, if I want to share that answer with everyone else, I just click on that, and I share it with the class, and then everyone else can see what they're thinking, so we can talk about what's going on. You can hide the student names, which I recommend, because then no student feels embarrassed about what they're sharing, or if you were saying that's the right answer or the wrong answer, no one knows who it is besides that student. You can also easily see who's in your class. Again, this is summer, so there's no one in my class right now, but you can easily see who's in your class. You can see who's participating. And again, when I go to the next slide, so this is what I see on my screen. This will be what are on kids' screen. They can't go left, they can't go left, they can't go right. They can't move on until basically I move the screen. So you don't even need to project this on your projector because it can be on your iPad, something super easily. And again, it makes it interactive. So instead of just going through slides, you can embed questions wherever you want. Again, you can resume it later. You can post it to Google Classroom. But basically, it's a very good tool for you to use to make classes interactive with not as much work, because I know everyone is busy. And again, you can save all this. I have a couple lessons in here. You can organize it with folders. So I just think Nearpod is a very good interactive tool that all of the teachers can use in our district. Okay, so again, just to sum up with all this video, basically I'm a huge advocate for this because it's easy to use, it makes things interactive, kids enjoy it more, you'll enjoy it more once you get the hang of it. The vision, I imagine, is any teacher who hasn't used it before, you can again upload very easily. You can go to any of your old PowerPoints, simply click on edit or add new if you're adding a new one, and you can upload PowerPoints you already have. So my vision would be take the PowerPoints you already have, upload them by just dragging and drop. Then you can add a bunch of different activities. So you can see here I added a lot of draw in this because we're talking about, I think this one's ionic bonds, chemical bonds. So you can draw stuff. They can draw it. They're interactive. You can share answers. You can see what kids are doing. Implementation would be, I would say, easy to implement in your classrooms. Instead of doing normal boring notes, put this in your classrooms. It's very easy to use. Kids will get used to it. Kids will like it. And a plan would be maybe with your PLCs, make 2 of these for a unit. So one of your teachers can create one of the other teachers can create other. You can share it easily like I showed you how to share it before. And then you can implement it into your classrooms and hopefully adapt from year to year a little bit, but it won't have to change too much. So again, it's very easy to use. Just like a normal slideshow, you edit, you can add questions. They're easy to, they are always here. You can organize them into different folders like I have here. And again, let me show you one last time. The data is really important. You have reports. So you can see reports of what kids did. And you can see this one I broke down into classes. So I can see a report of these 19 students. I can see correct answer ratios. I can see student participation. I can see who scored what. All of this could be formative feedback. You could even use it for summative. If you wanted to have a short quiz on here or something. It's very easy to use. You know what students will be doing at what time. They can't go to other screens. So it's a perfect tool to use. And I think the most important thing about it is it's very easy to use. So while you may have fear of changing things, this is an easy implementation with a really quick plan with your PLCs. You can get it all done. So if you ever have any questions on this, this was more of an overview of everything. If you have any questions on technical, how to do something, what activities work best, things like that, you could always see me for more information. So thank you for watching.